guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I've never done a video like this before, so I'm kind of uncomfortable and nervous posting this live because I don't want it to come across as bragging in any way at all, but I felt it would be an interesting, I guess, exercise for me to compile all the shoes that I have and to share them with you, because definitely a lot of them I don't wear on a regular daily basis, and it's probably due time that I purge some of them and sell them off, while the rest of them I keep. So without further ado, let's just jump right into today's video, which is my 2020 designer shoe collection. I think what I might aim to do is do a video like this at the end of every year of my entire designer shoe collection and also my designer bag collection, just so I can kind of keep you guys updated on what my wardrobe kind of looks like, and to kind of keep myself accountable for the things that I buy just in case I don't use them. Looking at my designer shoe collection right now, I actually didn't think I had this many, but when I was going through my shelves to find the ones to pull to show you guys, because I separated them between my designer shoes and then my contemporary shoes, I have a lot more than I thought, and a lot of them I haven't worn in a very long time. Now, I did also want to put a disclaimer out there that I have been collecting designer shoes more or less for the past like 5 to 6 years or so. So this was not all at once kind of like acquired at one sitting. It's been a slow couple of pairs here and there every year. A couple of these were also gifted to me in partnerships where they either sent me the shoes or they sent me gift cards to shop in the store, and I ended up picking up the shoes while in the store. So just to put that out there so you guys are all aware of the situation. I really hope this doesn't offend anybody. I apologize if it does. I was not intending to offend anybody whatsoever at all by sharing my designer shoe collection, but I felt like I really like watching videos like this on YouTube, and since I do already review designer items on my channel, like bags and shoes to begin with, I feel like it would be kind of appropriate to share the whole collection so you can kind of get an idea of roughly like what I currently have. And then I'll also share with you guys which ones I do wear and which ones I don't wear, and probably which ones I will be planning to get rid of, and if I have any special stories behind any of them. So without further ado, I think I already said that, we're just gonna jump right into the actual collection part, and we're just gonna stop chatting. I think what I'm gonna do is kind of start off with the most minimal shoe coverage and then go to the highest shoe coverage, because in my head that's the only real thing that really makes sense. So we're gonna jump right in, and I'm gonna show you guys, first off are my Hermes Oran sandals. So these are the white ones that I got, I believe, 2 summers ago in Portugal. And I do have a review video on these ones if you're interested to know my thoughts and the comfort level on them. They're actually not too expensive in the realm of designer shoes. They're usually around like $600–700 from Hermes. I have some shoes that are like twice the price of that. So that's what I mean when I say that they're not too crazy expensive. And I actually get a lot of wear out of these ones. I was worried that I wouldn't because they're white and they do have some stains on them just from wear and tear. But over time I've gotten used to it, and I've kind of come accustomed to the fact that if you're gonna buy white shoes, they're definitely gonna get dirty. And these are actually one of my most worn pair of white shoes in this spring to fall season, just because they fit with like everything. You can wear a casual outfit and it elevates it, or you can wear like a dressy outfit and it just looks super chic. And I have zero plans to get rid of these ones anytime soon. They're one of my favorite pairs of shoes for the summertime. Next up is a pair of shoes that I actually haven't worn in a long time, and these are my Alexandre Birman shoes. These are sandals. They kind of have a suede top here. It's like an orangey rust brown color with a very slight heel. I guess these would be wedge-heeled mules. I actually don't really wear these out that frequently because the top part here kind of bites into the top of my foot when I'm walking around, and it's not the most comfortable. I actually got these on a gift card from Saks off 5th, I believe, last year. So I didn't really pay anything out of my pocket for this. This is actually a partnership with Saks. I do really love these shoes. I just don't wear them for an extended period of time. They're definitely not a pair of shoes that you wear to go out and about. It's more or less just a pair of shoes if I want to look cute in, or if I'm going to be taking transportation, I can jump quickly in and out of things and not have to do too much walking. But I am on the fence if I want to keep these ones, just primarily because I don't wear them that much. And now that I'm looking at my shoe collection, this is probably really one of the few pairs of shoes that actually have color. The majority of all my other shoes are very neutral, whether they're white, black is a majority of them, beige, some grays here and there, and that's essentially it. So this is probably one of my more colorful shoes, and I know in the realm of shoes it's not the colorful, but since I don't wear them that much, I think I might actually just sell these off and get my money back to spend on something else. That is it for designer sandals. As you can see, I don't really spend that much money on sandals and casual shoes. I don't have that many pairs of designer sandals just because I find that I don't wear that many sandals all the time. I actually spend a lot more money on my, I guess, like boots now that I'm looking at. Yeah, boots take up the majority of my expenditure when it comes to designer shoes. So we're gonna jump on to the next category, which is gonna be, I guess, like flat shoes, slides, ballet flats, that sort of thing. And the very first one is a pair of Pradas right here, these silver ones. So I actually got these on my first trip with Mel to New York, I think almost 4.5, 5 years ago. I got this in a consignment store, and I don't think you would believe me if I paid like only $100 for these. These are Prada slides, okay? These were completely brand new when I bought them. I should actually, now that I'm looking at them, get them resold because the bottoms are disgusting. But these were essentially more or less brand new. When I picked them up, I guess somebody just didn't want them anymore. And at that point, I was still working in an office, like a corporate setting. So I thought that these would be great shoes to wear in and around the office if I didn't want to wear heels. And they're actually extremely comfortable. I love them to death. I would never get rid of them. I probably would just need to clean them up a little bit. And they're a classic pair of shoes that I think could last a long time. So these are definitely a pair of shoes I would want to be able to pass on to my future children in the near future. Next up is a pair of shoes that I actually only just got last year. And these are my white TOD'S. So these are driving moccasins, I believe. Driving shoes. And I used to have a pair of Geox ones that I completely ran into the ground because I love slides and slip-on shoes that are really easy to take on and off just because you don't have to do up zippers and laces. And I find that those take up a lot of time, so I'm a huge fan of these ones. So these ones I actually picked up last summer when, no, actually earlier this year in January when we went to Orlando. I picked this up from the premium outlets there, and I actually haven't worn them that much, so they're not too crazily damaged. There's some slight creasing at the top here, and I also just realized that the leather is cracking. That's not cool, so I'll probably have to bring them back into the store and see if they can somehow fix that, because you don't pay $600-700 for your leather to crack, so I'm pretty pissed off about that. But these shoes are actually fairly comfortable, and once again, I love them because they're easy to slide on, slide off. A trend that I've noticed is that in the summertime, I really like white shoes just because they match with everything and give your outfit like a really refreshed look. So I'm a huge fan of these ones, and I can definitely foresee myself in the future acquiring a couple more of this particular style, probably in other different colors, just because I think they're so versatile to have in your closet. You can just like throw them on when you're gonna do groceries or run errands, and they're really easy to take off afterwards, and they're really hassle-free. So huge fan of the style, not a fan of how the leather's cracking because I paid way too much for these shoes to do that, so I'm kind of pissed off about that, but I still do like the shoes overall. Okay, so next up is a beloved pair of shoes, and they are my Gucci Princeton slip-on mules? I can't remember exactly what these are, but these are the Princeton flats, and I have them in the black leather. I've had these, I think, for about 3.5 years now, and I absolutely adore these. These are kind of like my later summer, early fall pair of shoes before it gets too cold to wear shoes where you have exposed skin. And I like them because they actually also suit like every single outfit that I have. Contrary to the white shoes, I usually keep these more for summer, like the end of summer, because it gets really hot since it's all leather and your feet are fully enclosed, so my feet do sweat. Kind of gross, but you know, that's the truth about it. And fall time, when I start to gravitate towards darker clothes, which is great for these shoes because they're dark and it matches perfectly for fall. So I absolutely love these ones, and I've also considered purchasing this specific pair in a couple other colors as well. There's like a really beautiful brown shade. There's like a really nice taupe color as well. But I think in the meantime, I'm pretty happy with the ones that I have and my overall shoe collection. So I haven't really gravitated towards picking up another pair just quite yet, but I really, really like these ones. And these are actually a really great investment piece that have a very timeless and classic silhouette to them. So if you're thinking of grabbing a pair, I highly recommend it because you're gonna get a lot of wear out of these in the long run. I would just recommend to get the bottoms soled because they're such a comfy pair of shoes. You're gonna wear them to the ground like I do. I get the bottoms done by my cobbler, and they put a sole on to protect it when I'm out and about. All right, moving on, next are some sneakers, and the first one I'm gonna show you are my Dior B23 Oblique ones. So I got these earlier this year in the summertime, and I love these so much. A lot of my designer shoes are not comfortable. I don't know what it is about designer shoes, but they're not often made with comfort in mind. So I was not really expecting much out of these ones besides just a cute pair of shoes that looked like Converse ones. And I actually just really liked it because the mesh paneling in here is really cool. When you wear different colored socks underneath, you can see the Dior Oblique logo in here. But these are actually extremely comfy. The padding on the inside is super soft. I've worn these out for like 6-7 hours during the day and I feel perfectly fine in them. The only annoying thing is that because they're white, they get dirty so easily, and I accidentally stepped in some dirt the other day. So as you can see, the sole down here is quite grimy now, and I do need to clean them off, but it is rubber, so I'm not too concerned about that. At the end of the day, like, what are shoes if you're not meant to get them dirty? So I'm really okay with that. But love these ones to death, and I'm so happy that I picked this up. Once again, another classic silhouette. I think when it comes to my shoes, especially designer ones, I really like some classic silhouettes, because if you're going to be investing a lot of money into these shoes, you might as well be able to get a lot of wear out of them. So I really like the ones that I have thus far. I would even go as far as saying that I would like to pick up another pair of these B23s in a different color, just because I think they're so versatile and great for like casual everyday look. Just great to go out and about in, and they're really comfy. So I don't know what more I can say about this, but huge fan of these ones. Next up is my only other pair of designer sneakers, and these are my 3.1 Phillip Lim black sneakers. Right here they have a leather cap toe in the front and on the sides, and all over the side paneling here is suede. I actually got these as another gift card purchase for, I think it was Nordstrom Rack for this one, and I picked them up because they were actually on sale. I still have the price tag on here. $300 down from like $500. So I got them then. To be honest, after I brought them home though and I wore them a few times, they were not the comfiest. The back here really digs into my feet quite a bit. So I'm considering selling these just because I get no real wear out of them, and I'd rather give them a new home where somebody can actually appreciate and enjoy them versus keeping them cooped up here where I'm never gonna ever wear them and they just collect dust. I actually had to dust off so much stuff off of this before I brought it on camera to show you guys, just because they looked really grimy and gross and it just wouldn't have been presentable. There's actually quite a bit of dust still left on these because they've just been sitting on my shelves. So although they're not the comfiest and I really like them, I had a hard time getting rid of them for the longest time because it was kind of one of my first few designer collaborations where I got a designer piece with a brand. And now that I'm thinking about it, it just doesn't really serve me much of a purpose to keep it. So it's better off if I just completely get rid of them and give them a better home. So these probably will be listed on my Poshmark at some point. If you guys are interested, make sure to hop on over there. My username is right here. You can find me in my entire closet and pick up these pair of shoes for yourself if you are a size 36 like me and you fit into my shoes. And now that we're done with the sneakers, we're gonna move on to high heels and I guess heeled sandals, because I actually have quite a few pairs of these ones. I don't actually have that many designer heels. Like I said, a lot of them are boots just because I think boots have more versatility, but I'm going to share a handful of them that I have and let you guys know which ones are part of my collection. So one of my favorite ones are actually these Stuart Weitzman, I believe these are the Nudist heels. I got these in a black pair. I don't remember when I bought these. I think I actually got these with a friend in New York like many years ago when we were there when I was younger. And Stuart Weitzman shoes are usually quite expensive, like I think $600-700 for a pair of these heels, and these heels are extremely high. They're not comfortable to walk around in. I kind of regret getting them now because I barely ever wear them since they are so high, but they are stunning and they make your feet look so freaking long, which is why I like them, and they're very simple too. So when you put them on, you just have a simple strap at the front at the top of your ankle here and another strap at the bottom, and that's literally all that holds your foot into place with this. And the problem with it being so high is that this actually digs into your ankle so much, because when you're stepping forward and bending your foot, it just like cuts into your ankle, and then at the top here when you're bending the ball of your foot, this just cuts into your toes as well. So although these are absolutely stunning shoes, I don't get a lot of wear out of them because they're not the comfiest. If I could, I would go back and actually take off like an inch or an inch and a half on the heel and get the Nudist pair in a slightly shorter version, so it's a little bit more comfortable for me to wear around. But I really like these, and I think they're a very classic silhouette, so I don't think I'll ever really get rid of them. I might just keep them around and pass them on to my children in the future if they ever want to borrow them from me. But yeah, I wouldn't sell these ones just because although I don't get a lot of wear out of them, I do wear them every once in a while. So yeah, they're beautiful classic silhouette that I don't think I could ever really truly get rid of. Okay, so next up are these really cute pair of Valentino heels. So as you can see, these ones have these beautiful glittery stars sewn into them. I think these are actually little beads. Some of them are embroidered onto here and some are sequined on, but I actually really like them. Primarily, one, because of the heel height, it's actually quite low, so they're extremely comfortable to wear. And also B, because the shade is a neutral one, so I get away with wearing these with a lot of very simple, I guess, basic dresses, because this really amps it up and makes it look really pretty. Also, see, I just feel like a fairy princess whenever I put these shoes on, because they're absolutely stunning and look like a work of art. So Valentino released this specific design in a couple of different silhouettes. They also have a boot, like a full leather boot that's covered in these stars, and it also comes in a black as well. I got this pair also as a gift card purchase at Nordstrom Rack, and I'm so happy that I stumbled upon this one there, because I actually had my eye on this particular collection for like a couple months, and I didn't want to really pay full price for it because I wasn't sure how much wear I'd actually get out of it. And then when I saw that they were being carried at Nordstrom Rack, I knew that I had to spend my gift card on these pair of shoes. But I also found out that I ended up wearing them a lot more than I intended, so I think even if I paid full price for them, I would have been pretty happy. These ones slide onto your feet with like an ankle strap right here. I usually leave my ankle straps off just so it's easier for me to put the shoes on and off when I need to wear them. But yeah, I really like these ones, and I wish I could get a hold of the rest of the collection, especially the black boots. With the gold stars on it, because I think they're really cute. I don't know what it is about it. These are not a simple pair of shoes, but I just feel like a beautiful princess whenever I put them on, and I just like the feeling. Next up in sandals are my one and only pair of Louboutins. So long story short for these ones, I actually bought this pair probably about 5 years ago when I first got my big girl job, and I got a full-time job offer, and I was like, you know what, I'm making money, let's celebrate. Pick yourself up a pair of Louboutins. And at the time, I still wasn't making that much money, but enough to like buy a pair of these and feel really happy about it. So I actually got these from Winners when they have their biannual, I believe, designer sale, when they bring up a lot of designer items in and they mark them down. So I think I actually got these for like $500 some. I paid to get them sold, and I've actually never really worn them that much because of the heel height. These are so extremely high. I think I wore them for my birthday once that year, and then after that never again, because they're so uncomfortable just to wear. The straps on the side are really beautiful to put on, but they're also a pain in the ass to take on and off because it wraps around your ankles a bunch of times, and the thickness on the top here actually bites into your feet every time you're like bending your foot forwards. So I actually really don't love these shoes that much, and I kind of regret getting them now just because I don't ever really wear them. But I have the sentimental attachment to them, where they were my first, I guess, like designer shoe purchase that I got for myself, really like a major designer shoe purchase. So I have a hard time letting go of them because they also remind me of the first time I got like my first big girl job. So although I don't wear them, I think I'm going to keep them as a collector's piece just because they are so beautiful and they remind me of that really special moment in my life. So they're going to stay with me forever. Okay, next up is an extremely comfortable pair of shoes, and these are my pinky nudish Gianvito Rossi kitten heels. So once again, another situation of a gift card purchase. I got these from Saks Off 5th, and I've heard such amazing things about Gianvito Rossi that I decided I need to get myself a pair, especially when I saw that these were in Saks Off 5th and in a very neutral shade that I could wear all the time. Similar to the Valentino ones, I actually wear these quite a bit with dressier dresses just because it's such an accent piece. The strap here, it's really hard for me to show you without actually wearing them, so you'll have to see in the cutaway, but it just completely wraps around your ankle like this and forms this like cluster of leather around there. And although some of my other shoes that do that get quite uncomfortable, the leather on these heels are actually really soft. So it's quite forgiving and soft against your skin, and it doesn't bite or push or anything. So I really like them. Also, the heel height super minor. I think this is about like 2.25 at most. And I actually find them really comfortable. The footbed in here is also padded and soft. If you guys are not familiar with Gianvito Rossi, they're apparently like one of the most comfiest designer brands out there when it comes to shoes, and I can definitely attest that because my feet feel like they're on cloud 9 whenever I wear these. And I've actually worn these to weddings quite a few times and danced the whole night away in these ones and didn't feel any pain whatsoever at all. And that, I think, speaks volumes of shoes, because when you're dancing for that many hours at a wedding, usually your feet get pretty painful by the end of them. And because I'm not when I wear these, I'm a huge fan of these ones. And I would definitely advocate that anybody who's looking for comfortable heels, look into Gianvito Rossi. You are not going to regret it. So speaking of comfort, another extremely comfortable pair of kitten heels are my YSL Rock Stud heels, just here. They look really messy because there's a lot of straps going on, but it's kind of essentially a cage shoe where it wraps around your foot like this. There are 3 buckles. You put it on and then your foot just slips into the front right here. So these are another case of comfortable shoes yet again, and I've spoken to quite a few people and everybody agrees with me. YSL's Valentino. These are my Valentino Rockset sandals. Valentino Rockset heels are one of the comfiest heels that you're gonna find on the market besides Gianvito Rossi. These are another pair of shoes that I've worn for hours on end and have felt zero pain whatsoever at all. I got these like many years ago and I haven't had the chance to wear them in quite a while. A lot of these shoes, especially my heels, are reserved typically for more special occasions such as galas, charity dinners, events, weddings, and this year, seeing as there has not been a lot of those types of events going on, a lot of my heels have stayed in their boxes and not really seen much of daylight. So this is probably the first time I've taken these heels out of their box in almost over a year. I like these because they are a little bit more of a statement shoe and they're a little bit edgier. I find that these kind of give me like YSL vibes sometimes, which is probably why I accidentally called them my YSL Rockstead shoes. But I really like them, and I actually like the fact that I picked up the Rocksteads that are, I think, like the rhodium colored ones. It's a little bit darker, it's not as bright. There's gold ones that are like really blingy in your eye, and these ones are a little bit more subdued. They're a little bit low-key, so from far away you don't really notice them, but up close you'll definitely notice them, and I think they look cute. They also just look badass, and like if I really need to protect myself from self-defense, and if I really need to protect myself from self-defense, I could probably just like kick someone with like, I have multiple options with the toe here, with the heel, with the rest of the shoe. They're just a dangerous pair of shoe, but extremely comfy to wear, so highly recommend these ones. So for the very last pair of designer sandals, these ones actually make me kind of sad to show you guys, but I also love them to death, and I think I've already shown them to you previously, so it's not a huge dead giveaway when I show them to you, but they are my wedding heels, and these ones are the Mule slides from Manolo Blahnik. I got these last year when I went with Mel to London with the intention of wearing them for my wedding this year. My goal was to get a pair of shoes that were beautiful and chic and a statement piece for my wedding, but also that weren't too high in the heel, and I absolutely fell in love with these ones. So I said unfortunately because I did get the chance to wear these in January this past year when Peter and I signed our wedding papers, so we are legally married already. However, our wedding that was originally scheduled for this year was pushed till next year because of the pandemic, and I was originally going to wear these for the wedding then. I have not since taken these out of the box since I've worn them back in January, and it just makes me really sad because I was so excited to wear these this year, and then to be able to wear them afterwards as well in a casual setting like with jeans and a blazer. I think they would be a beautiful sort of finishing touch to an outfit, just because they are so much more than just a pair of shoes. They are accessories as well with the rhinestones here, but unfortunately that didn't happen, so I am gonna see if I can save them for my wedding next year, which is when we postponed them to. But if you guys are looking for shoes like this, these are actually extremely comfortable. I don't typically gravitate towards mules because I find that my feet typically slip out of them quite easily, and I don't want to sprain my ankle. I have very weak ankles, so I take a lot of this into consideration whenever I buy shoes. But these ones, because the strap comes closer up to the top middle area of your foot, it's not like you're just putting in your feet to the bottom here and then it's like available for your foot to like slip out everywhere. It's quite secure in place when you're wearing these ones, and I find them actually really comfortable. The height as well is not bad. It's quite comfortable, and there is quite a decent amount of padding inside the shoe, so highly recommend these as wedding shoes if you guys like shoes like this. And I don't know, they just look like a work of art. And I always get kind of sad when I see them because they were the shoes I never really got to wear except for that one time, and I'm still waiting to wear them because they are satin and I don't want to damage the material. If I was to wear them before the wedding, I think I would actually kill myself if I did that and I got them dirty. But yeah, these are some of my favorite. This is one of my favorite pair of shoes, and I can't wear them, but I can't wait to wear them again. So now that we have finished up with the slides, sneakers, and the sandals and the heeled sandals, we're gonna move on to the boots. I'm gonna start off with the lowest pair of boots that I have. These ones are my diesel boots that I did with a collaboration with them, I believe 2 to 3 years back. I really like these ones because it's a pair of quality black boots that you can just like throw on and know that it's gonna really pull together an outfit. Unfortunately, I haven't grabbed for these boots in a really long time. Probably been over a year since I've actually worn these, because now I do prefer a boot that has like a higher shaft up here. I don't like my ankles being exposed because they get really cold in the winter time, so I think I might actually even end up listing these on my Poshmark account soon so that they can go to a brand new home for somebody to appreciate and wear them. Give them more love than I can give them, but I do really like them, and they're actually really nice and still in pretty good quality. So Remember to check out my Poshmark if you're interested in picking up these boots for yourself, because they will probably go up within the next week or so. Next pair of boots are my Givenchy boots right here. I really love these, and I spent a long time tracking these ones down. So Givenchy released these boots, I think 2 to 3 years ago. I should have probably buckled them up, but I'm going to be putting them on for the cutaway, so I want to make them as easily accessible as possible. These boots come in a variety of different colors and patterns. I believe it also comes in a beautiful suede that's blue and beige and red, and there was also a floral print boot, bit much for me, but they looked really cute. I wanted the black pair primarily because I was so drawn to the buckle detailing here, and it really reminded me of a pair of Anine Bing boots that I wanted for the longest time, but they kept getting sold out in the color combination and my size online, so I ended up actually getting these Givenchy ones because I really liked how these look. They are very edgy, a lot more edgier than some other boots that I have, and are really feminine. So I usually wear these boots when I'm wearing like a very simple pair of like black pleather leggings and an oversized sweater in the wintertime, just because I feel like it really pulls a look together. If you guys didn't realize, I really like to use my shoes as accessories beyond just shoes, because the hardware kind of like adds an extra added level of dimension to my outfits, and that's definitely what this pair of boots did for me. So I actually like these ones. The only unfortunate issue with these is that they do not have the comfiest sole inside. They have a very flat leather bed for your foot. I would recommend wearing a comfy pair of socks, because your feet are not going to forgive you if you're going to be walking around in these shoes all day long and there is no padding or support for your feet. It's gonna hurt, trust me. I've worn these boots for a long time, and although they've broken easily where the leather was around the ankle area for you to walk comfortably, the footbed, it's not forgiving whatsoever at all. Next are my Balenciaga knife boots. So these boots are stunning, and I got these with a gift coupon, I think, for Forward a few years ago, a year and a half ago, when I worked with Forward and Revolve, because I saw Victoria from In The Fro with these and they looked amazing on her, and I just wanted to get myself a pair as well. At that time, I didn't have any patent leather shoes at all, and now that I'm looking at my collection, I don't think I have any really. I have one other pair, but at the time when I got these, this was my only pair of patent leather shoes, and I just loved how chic and elegant they look, especially with the big Balenciaga bees on the front here. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get as much wear of them as I wish I could have. I don't love the length of the shaft. I wish it was a little bit taller. It ends at like a really weird spot when it comes to my pants, so it just isn't really flattering. The heel itself is fairly comfortable, but my main issue with these boots is that because it's patent leather is not the most forgiving type of material, and it doesn't stretch that much. So the ankle here doesn't give a lot of resistance when you're walking, and it actually feels like you're walking with like stovepipes against your feet. And the front top here really digs into my shins, so it's really uncomfortable, and I don't get a lot of wear out of them. But I do try to wear shoes like this more often when I have transportation, like if Peter's going to be driving me somewhere or I'm driving somewhere where I don't have to do a lot of walking around, just kind of like in and out of the vehicle, in and out of the restaurant, in and out of the mall, that sort of thing, because they're not the most comfortable shoes to wear everywhere. Now, I don't know that if I broke them in, if they would be more comfortable. I'm confident they would. Like usually anything, once it's broken in, it's more comfortable to wear. So I think I'll probably just have to do a little bit more wear and tear into these to make them comfier for myself. But in the meantime, I just don't gravitate towards wearing them that often, just because I don't find that they're that comfortable. But they are absolutely stunning, and I haven't had them in my collection long enough for me to feel comfortable giving them up just quite yet. But I do really love them, and I think I'm going to try to force myself to get some more wear out of this. So I will know within the next year or two if I really like them, and if I don't, then I'll consider selling them at that point. The next pair of boots I'm going to show you guys are my Acne boots that I actually got last year. I think these ones were purchased in Copenhagen at the Acne Studios, where they do kind of some of their, I guess, sales every once in a while. So like I said, this is probably my second pair of patent boots that I own, and I've now since learned my lesson that patent boots are not great. They don't give a lot of flexibility or forgiveness in the ankle area when you wear them, and they're really hard to break in. I had the exact same problems with this pair of boots as I did with the Balenciaga ones, which is why I haven't worn these that much. And even though I love these to death, they're not the comfiest shoes, and I really wish now looking back that I hadn't got them. I think I was just caught up with the hype that I was in an Acne outlet and I really wanted to get some stuff as a souvenir for myself, so I picked up this pair. They were fairly marked down though. I think they were around $350, and that's really cheap for a pair of Acne boots. I think typically they range anywhere from $600 to $900, so I felt like because I was getting a deal, I should get them. In hindsight though, they're not the comfiest and I don't get a lot of wear of them. I'm still going to try to see, similar to the Balenciaga ones, if I can break these in a little bit more with some wear and tear. So that's going to be my attempt, and I'm going to force myself to wear these on days when I don't have to do too much walking so I can slowly break them into my collection. And similar to the other pair, if I don't wear them a lot over the next couple of years, then I'll probably put them up to be sold at some point on my Poshmark account. But these are stunning and I like them, and I already sold off 2 pairs of shoes that are similar looking to this earlier this year in my Poshmark. So I don't feel as guilty having this pair since I don't wear it that much, because the other ones I wore like even less. So this is one of the few kind of like heeled platform boots besides the lug Doc Marten ones that have like a thick sole all the way around. So I don't feel too bad about having them, but I will be forcing myself to wear these a lot more so I can break them in and turn them more into like a common rotational pair of boots in my collection. Moving on, next are my Chloe Betty boots. You guys saw that I got these earlier this year, and I've been getting so much wear to these ones because they're extremely comfortable. Surprisingly, I didn't think they would be as comfortable as I intended them to be when I first got them, but I've been wearing them everywhere. And they have so much support even though they're made of rubber, and the inside is actually relatively forgiving around the ankle area for such a thick material. I just really love the look of it as well, so I think I've been getting quite a decent amount of wear out of these ones. Granted, they're a little bit more expensive than the Acne ones that I got, but I've been wearing these so much more, so I think it's worth it. The cost per wear is lower, and that's what matters to me when it comes to my shoes, my clothes, especially my designer pieces. If I'm getting a good cost per wear out of an item, then it means it was a good investment. If I spent too much and I'm not really getting a lot of use out of it, then that means it was not a good investment, and I should probably sell it off because I'm just wasting money by having it sit and collect dust in my closet. But love these ones. You've probably seen them so much on my Instagram account and my feed. You're probably sick of them by now, so I'm just going to glaze over them. If you guys are interested in this pair, I do have a review video, and I'll include it in the tag above somewhere so you guys can check it out if you're also considering getting these boots. I've also been getting some comments from you guys that these are floating around for way cheaper than what I paid for, so do your research and try to make sure you can find a good, decently priced pair before you pick them up, and don't succumb to the very first price that you see in the store that you walk into, because you can definitely get them for way cheaper. They're available for cheaper online. This is the most recent addition to my designer shoe collection, and these are my Bottega Veneta BV lug boots. I think that's what they're called. I have been eyeing these ones literally since last year when I saw them online. I wasn't sure if I really liked this style last year, but then I realized this year I still had them on my mind, so I knew I had to take the plunge. It actually took me a long time to track down these pair of boots, just because I don't think that they were producing them in mass quantity this year. They released a newer version that has different colored soles, like there's like a clear one and a brown one, so I think that's the one they were pushing a little bit more. And since this was a last year's collection, it's just whatever they have available, and if they're just pumping out more of the same ones in production. It took me probably about 2.5 months to track down my size specifically. I got it off of Essence, and I think that's actually the cheapest price I've seen online in Canada, accessibility wise, for these shoes when you're shopping online. At first, it took me, like, it said anywhere from 3 to 5 days to be delivered, but then after a week, I checked the status of these shoes and they still weren't being shipped out. It was still in processing, and it said my account was being held. So I actually had to email them and contact them and see what was going on with these shoes, and they told me that the box was damaged. Long story short, they were asking me if they could send me photos for me to verify, and if the box was damaged, I was like, okay, we're still receiving it. They give me like a $15 discount. I'd never got the photos, and they ended up just auto discounting me anyways, 15 bucks, and refunding it into my account, and then they mailed me the shoes. So I think it's safe to say I'm pretty happy with these because I got a $15 off. In the grand scheme of things, it's not much for the cost of these shoes, but hey, $15 to $15, and I'm not going to complain about them. And I ended up getting the boots, and I love these to death. They're quite tight when you put them on here because the shaft is really thin and long, and there's no zipper. It's just an elasticated band on this side and this side, so you do kind of have to like really shove your foot in. I would recommend wearing these with socks just because the top can rub into your leg a little bit. I have a pair of cashmere socks I wear with these for like extra warmth and comfort, and I've just been taking really good care of these. I have seen that a lot of girls who wear these get a lot of wear and tear at the ankle here, and when they wear them for an extended period of time, it kind of like gets really loose and bunches up because it's a very soft leather. So I'm taking all the precautions that I can to make sure that these shoes don't get damaged. And because they're all black, I am not looking forward to wearing these outside. Once it starts to snow and they're putting salt in the ground, because I know that's going to really damage the shoes. So I'm going to be very careful with these ones. I might actually take them out of rotation come wintertime once it gets too snowy outside, so that they don't get damaged, and take them back out in the spring once all the snow and slush has evaporated and is gone. But newest addition to the closet, I don't think I did an unboxing or a reveal for these ones because I was too excited to take them out and wear them. Sorry guys, I know you did say that you liked seeing my reveal videos, but stay tuned. I have a very, very exciting one coming up, and I'm very excited to share it with you, so you're gonna want to watch that one. The next up is a pair of boots that I also got from one of my gift cards, and these are the Ellie boots from Calvin Klein. They look like this. They're like these Western booties, and they have these silver fronts here, the CK1, CK205. I believe that's before that design house folded. Calvin Klein still exists, but I think the Haute Couture CK205 brand has folded since. Oh my god, there's so much dust on these boots. I haven't worn these this much this year. I primarily got them last year because I was really into the Western look. And actually, after I got them, I didn't love them that much because the front here is just really blunt and it looks funny on my feet. So I haven't gotten the chance to wear them too much. And the red stripe is a bit much, typically for my wardrobe, since I'm not wearing as much red now as I did before. These are patent. But they're very soft forgiving patent, and because the boot overall and the shaft is quite wide, I don't find that it's too restrictive on my feet, and they're actually quite comfortable. I just had to find a way to wear them a little bit more, or else I'm going to have to list them on Poshmark soon, because I don't want to keep them around if I'm not going to get that much wear out of them. But they are a really beautiful pair of shoes, and I kind of wish that I got these in a pure black instead of the ones with the red stripes, because it makes it a little bit hard to wear these since they're not that, I guess, I don't know. They're not like an everyday pair of boots. They're definitely a statement pair of boots, and when it comes to my shoes, I prefer them to be more everyday, especially my boots. This is a pair of shoes that I regret purchasing, but I do really like them, and I think they're beautiful, so it's hard for me to let go of them just quite yet. I am going to try to wrap this up as quick as possible because the sun is definitely setting. It is 4 o'clock already. Sun is not supposed to set until closer to 5, but it's getting real freaking dark out here, and I'm not enjoying this. So I have about 4 pairs of shoes left. We're gonna run through it really quickly, and then we're gonna wrap up this video before it gets too dark and you guys are like watching me in the dark. So another pair of shoes that I actually really love are these Valentino kind of like tall combat boots. I'm gonna hold up a single pair because it's really hard for me to show you what they look like with both pairs in my hand. They have a lace up all the way up in the front here, and it's actually like a back paneling that goes all around. It has these buckles, and then it has an exposed panel here and an exposed area at the front, and then it just zips up along the side. I thoroughly love these shoes, and I found these, I believe, at Nordstrom Rack, and I also got these with a gift card. I wore these a lot when I went to Paris with Mel about 2 years ago, and I would die to go back to Paris. Oh my god. These are part of the Rockstud collection as well, because they do have some Rockstuds around the base. But as you can see, I haven't worn these in a really, really long time with the amount of dust that's collected on here. Primarily the reason because they are really difficult to take on and off. It's a lot of work to put these buckles on every single time. I kind of wish they didn't have all these cutouts and it's just like a straight zip up and down so that it's easy for me to take on and off. But alas, that is not the case. And they're also quite heavy to wear. So I don't usually wear these out on a day-to-day basis since they are such like a very in-your-face statement boot, not like an everyday wearable pair of boots. But I really, really love them, and I hope I can wear them again, hopefully soon, one day if I'm going to be traveling again in the near future. But I won't be getting rid of this pair and ever selling them because I think they're so unique and I would never be able to get a pair of shoes like this anywhere else. So these are going to be staying in my collection for quite a while. Next up is a pair from Sport Max, which I believe is a subsidiary brand of Max Mara. I got this from Holt Renfrew when they invited me in a few years ago to pick out a pair of shoes to promote some of their holiday and like boot collections that they had. Holt Renfrew 2 was a outlet store for Holt Renfrew, and I believe it has since then folded as well. It no longer exists, but these were phenomenal. I think these were priced at like almost like $1,000, and I got them down for like $600 or something like that. So it was a really good sale. I didn't actually pay for them, transparently. They gifted them to me, and I actually really, really like these boots. It's kind of funky because the base here is leather, and the shaft here is suede, and then the block heel here is wood stacked together, I think. I haven't gotten a lot of wear out of these ones just because I don't really wear a lot of heeled boots all the time. So these are actually listed currently on my Poshmark if you are interested in picking them up. I think I priced them down to about like $300 or something like that. So they're on for a really, really good price. But even though I'm not really wearing them in my collection right now, I did want to show it to you guys because this is kind of like a comprehensive designer shoe collection. So it didn't feel right to not include this in the collection as well. But these are my Sport Max boots. Another pair of boots that I have, and these are one of my most worn in the wintertime. These are my Lowland flat boots from Stuart Weitzman. So these ones were gifted to me by Stuart Weitzman many, many years ago. They reached out and asked if I'd be interested in receiving a pair of their boots, and I said yes. I've always wanted a pair of their 50-50 boots, but I've seen them on sale every once in a while, so I picked up this pair. It's a little bit different, and at the time I had a pair of boots that were black that were thigh high, so I figured, you know, let's go for variety, get something a little bit different. So I got these gray suede ones, and these are actually so comfortable, and I get so much wear to these in the wintertime. I primarily love that the insides are actually lined with a very, very smooth satin material, so your skin does not sweat when you're wearing suede boots. I cannot tell you how many times I've tried on boots, even in like Zara, that have suede on the outside, and it's like this weird material on the inside that just instantly makes you sweat. These are cool to the touch, and I love that. They also glide on like butter over top of pants, so I've definitely worn these with jeans underneath, and they fit so well. I get so much wear to these every single year. I do need to go back and spray them though for the winter time so they don't get all damaged by the salt and the snow. I am surprised with how well they've held up in the past like 3 or 4 years since I've had them. I would actually expect them to be way more damaged than this for the amount of times I've actually worn them outside. But love these, and will never be giving these ones away ever because they're so good, and I would definitely get these in other colors as well if I could. All right, my last and final pair of designer boots are my Jimmy Choo Mavis boots. I think so. Ooh, I might have butchered that name. I got these last year. I think I did do a review video on them, so I'll also link that in a card so you guys can check it out if you're interested in getting these. These are some of the most beautiful design pair of boots I own. So it's not croc, it's just croc embossed leather, so it's made to look like croc. And I love the width of the shaft and how it's so like uniform. I don't like shafts that kind of like bubble around the calf, because I find that if it doesn't fit your foot in a silhouette, then it just looks funny. But these ones are really great because you can tuck your pants into them and it just slides in effortlessly, and it doesn't bunch up too much at the top here. I really like the color of this. This is the only other, I think, pair of shoes, designer shoes, that I have in a color besides black or white. Similar to the Alexandre Birman ones, these are like a beautiful, really brown shade. I don't get a lot of wear out of these because the heel is a little bit high, and like I said, I can't really wear high heels often because I roll my ankles, but they are fairly comfortable. It's just if I'm going to be wearing high heels around for an extended period of time, my feet start to hurt by the end of the day, so I don't really wear them that often. But I love these boots, and I definitely want to get more wear out of them this fall, winter if I can. So I'm going to be taking every opportunity that I can to wear these out before the snow and the ice comes down the road, and at that point I would just probably slip and hurt myself if I wore these outside. So I'm going to be wearing them over the next month until it snows, but I love these ones and I think they're so chic. Jimmy Choo just makes the most beautiful boots ever. I don't know what it is. They just look stunning. It's like a work of art every single time I look at them. I could stare at these all day long, really. Alright, so that is my entire designer shoe collection. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. Now that I'm looking back at these, I have a lot of shoes, and I definitely need to purge and get rid of some of them and sell them on my Poshmark. So keep an eye out for my Poshmark account if you guys are interested in picking up any of these shoes for yourself. Now that I've also made myself aware of some of the other shoes that I have, I'm going to make an effort to wear them out a lot more frequently so I can get my cost per wear out of them instead of letting them sit and collect dust in my wardrobe. But I think I counted and I have a total of 24 pair of designer shoes. And I'm going to be transparent, that does not account for all the shoes in my closet. I probably have at least double more that are non-designer. Doing what I do, a lot of them are gifted to me and sent to me, so I didn't always spend money on all of these. And as you can probably tell throughout this video, I didn't buy all of these for myself either. But like I said, these were collected over a period of time. They were not all acquired at once. And I don't want anybody to feel like they have to have all these shoes, because you definitely don't. I just felt like this would be a fun video to kind of collect everything together and to show you which ones I have. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments down below if this is something that you enjoy watching. I can definitely pull together something like this every single year and give you kind of like a complete roundup as to which shoes I still have in my collection each year as it comes through, whether or not I purge them or I add some new ones, because chances are I will end up adding like 1 or 2 pairs every year. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which pair was your absolute favorite. And yeah, if you guys haven't already followed me on Instagram and TikTok, make sure you're following me over there so that you can get more content from me. I post almost every single day on those 2 platforms, whereas on YouTube you only get it twice a week. So if this is not enough for you, you'll definitely get your fill of my content over on those 2 platforms. But other than that, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!